let's get a closer look here at what's changing when it comes to tax. Lord Dylan Kane pointed out that some important corporate investment tax breaks have been extended. But let's get more from Ali Spinner, tax partner at Crowe Soberman. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Now, I'm not sure if you've had a chance to look at any features of this full economic update.
I've had a chance to glance through as quickly as I could.
Thank you very much indeed. What strikes you as important here, Ali? Anything jumping out for you?
Sure. There was a couple areas that were jumping out at me. One of them is the area of enhanced benefits in the scientific research and experimental development area tax credits that were announced earlier on the weekend. A couple of major changes that are going to be in that area. Of course, this is the area that supports research and development in Canada by affording tax benefits, tax credits, as well as deductions to corporations from their income. So number one, Canadian-controlled private corporations, what we typically think of as the Canadian private business, where previously those businesses were able to claim a 35% refundable credit on expenditures up to $3 million. That $3 million limit is now extended to $4.5 million. What's also interesting is that refundable credit, meaning that if you were a corporation that otherwise weren't going to pay tax, if you didn't have a tax liability, you could actually receive that money back from the government. It was refundable. That enhanced refundable credit now appears to apply to public corporations as well, which is a new area. Another interesting item is that there, of course, is a clawback once a corporation becomes large enough, and the thresholds for clawback, or the maximum size of a corporation that could benefit from this refundable 35% enhanced benefit previously was between $10 million and $50 million in terms of capital. And those thresholds are going to increase to between 15 million and 75 million. So a larger amount of expenses will give rise to more preferential credits, as well as the corporations that can claim these credits will be bigger, and these credits will also now be available to be claimed by certain public corporations. Another item is that there was a rule back up until 2014 whereby capital expenditures expended by corporations involved in research and development could be used in this area, and that had been taken away for the past 10 years. That is going to be making a comeback. So capital expenditures, and it's indicated that in budget 2025, hopefully we'll hear early next year, more details on the capital expenditures for SR and ED will come through. And one other item that I think is noteworthy, is it okay if I go
No, keep going. Yeah. Give us the last one there, Ali. Wow, you have gone through these numbers. Thanks.
I have. The last one that I think is noteworthy as well is that the reinstatement of something called the Accelerated Investment Incentive, which allowed corporations and businesses in Canada to claim up to a triple benefit of tax depreciation on certain capital items that they were purchasing for their business. That was something that we were seeing an end come to in an old program that is being brought back. And I think that's going to be very welcome by business owners, whereby if they are purchasing certain equipment, it looks like after January 1st, 2025, there can be almost a triple deduction of what otherwise would have been able to be claimed in the first year of purchase.
Do any of these changes, do they look like major breaks for business? Will companies get to save a lot of tax on any one or two in particular?
That's a great question. I do think that the enhancements to the SHRED program, that's the colloquial term that we use for scientific research and experimental development, I do think that can certainly put a lot of money back into the hands of Canadian businesses that are involved in innovation. And I think that is going to be very exciting for businesses who otherwise rely on these SHRED credits to finance themselves, in that you'll be able to be a slightly larger business to still claim those credits, as well as receive more money back from the Canadian government to help finance the business. So I do think that is going to be beneficial and seen as a win by companies in that space.
Ali, thank you very much indeed. Thanks
a lot.
Ali Spinner.